goodness me. Sorry about that. My YouTube didn't want to play games with me. And I reckon it's Julie Ross's fault because she has got me apparently on her big screen TV today. Oh my goodness. No wonder. See, I broke any camera. Any camera, and it's only my hands that you see. Oh my goodness. Right. Hopefully we are now all together. So thank you very much for joining, everyone. Lovely to see some familiar names there as well. Nikki, Catherine, Shirley, Sue, despite the fact she wasn't going to be here, Anita, Fiona, Sandra, Stella. Hi, Stella. Oh, Julie, don't. Can you imagine me? I hope your screen is only really that big. Hi, Carol. Hi, Jane. Hi, Pat. I think it should be only that big. So, this is my last YouTube for about 10 days because we're off to take my dad away for a few days on Friday. So, I just wanted to revisit the Summer Lantern because I wanted to make it into a lantern, and I wanted to make it into the Hexagon lantern. So not just the normal little 4-sided, I wanted to do the 6-sided. So not the one that we've got on the front there. So I've consulted with the expert today, and he's informed me how to do it. So if I get it wrong, we know who to blame, don't we? No, not really. So many of you have already got the Summer Lantern, and I'm pleased to say I have managed to get just a few back in stock. So if anyone is tempted, there are literally, I think, 5 left. So you know, be aware of that. So that is my lantern, and this is the die set. So you have got cut lines and score lines. So some of these lines just score here and here, and some of them actually cut out, which is handy. And I am going to be using some of the copper card, the pearlized card, but any card. I'll show you another one that I've done later with just ordinary linen card. Now, with the set, it also comes with some little inserts. And so because we're not using, it comes with, I should have said that, shouldn't I? Hold on, let me show you what it comes with. It comes with these little inserts as well here. And so we can easily put these into our actual, whatchamacallit, you know, into our lantern. Now they have got opposite patterns, so I can sort of see that there's like a branch up here, and so I'm going to pop them in like that. Now when it comes to putting these in, I'm going to use the method of picking up the die in the center and then just placing that into the center of my actual square there so that I can move that around. So I'm just going to put in 2. I'm not going to put them all the way around, and you don't have to put them anywhere if you didn't want to. You could just have a plain lantern, but I think it's quite nice with a little bit of detail in there. So I'm going to pop that onto my A4 cutting plate like so, and obviously it's going to go through the machine like that, and it must go through the machine like that so that we get as much chance to cut as possible. So I'm just going to run that through. So hold on a minute. Oh, right. So we need to cut 2 for this, and I have already cut another one because we want to make our lantern up with it. Okay. Oh, crunch. Let's just check that we've got all the bits. I think we have. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. So I tried to think that I was going to use this patterned paper so that you could, not patterned paper, pearled paper, so that you could actually see, perhaps, hopefully, some of the creases in the card where we should fold it a little bit easier on camera than you can without. But it's not necessary to have pearlized card, but I just thought that that would look quite nice. The one thing I would say, if you're going to do this and you want to cut out your patterns, is just make sure that you, because this is a particularly intricate die, that you do take out all those little bits when you go to put it through the second time, because as it is so intricate, if you leave any of those little bits in, when you go to do a second one, you're going to be cursing because it won't cut quite so well, and you might have ending up poking out forever. So it's better to poke out of this hard metal die here and clean it all before you actually go to put it in. So many little bits, but just be sure that that's what you do. Now, as I say, I have already done it, so let's just scoop these pieces away as well. So there we go. And we just need to make sure that we've taken all the little pieces out of there if necessary. So we've got two exactly the same. And if you look at this, you can see hopefully that you've got the score lines in. So it takes you the score line right up to the point here. And these lines are all score lines as well. And you've even got the little tags, tabs, to pop in as well. So all is just beautifully organised for you. Now, just make sure I cut out those bits. Now, having said that, I'm actually going to chop 2 panels off. Now, I was going to say to not bother to put in the extra patterned piece in one of them, but actually it's just as easy to do it in both of them. I know it does mean that you've got some waste, but you can make it into a little pocket instead. So we've got one already done, and on our second one, I'm going to trim along, cut it in half basically, along this line here. So I'm cutting off this piece here. Now, if you did wish to, you could fold that in half and make that into a little tag or something. Might need to cut that little bit off cut that tab so it's a bit thinner, because otherwise it's going to show through. So I would sort of cut that in half, and then I've still got a tab, but I've only got a very 3mm type one that I can hide underneath here and stick those together, stick along that side, and you've got like a tag to go onto a present or something, so which is quite pretty, rather than throw it away really. I mean, you could throw it away, but hey ho, hey ho. So we've got our elements here, so popping them down like this, I've got my right sides towards me at the moment, and I want to attach them. So on this piece here, I've got a very, very thin tab, and I'm going to be able to then put a small piece of 3mm tape just on that little tab so that we can join these two together. Just press that down. Take that off. Oh, take that off and take all of it off at the same time. That wasn't meant to be, was it? Right, let's just do this properly. Thank you. And so right side's showing, I'm just going to overlap that. If I can get it completely straight would be good. So we have now got those two pieces joined together as one. So I've got 6 panels in all, and I've got 3 that are blank and 3 that have the pattern in them. Okay, now I'm now going to chop off these 2 flaps here because I don't need these. And the way that I'm going to do that is try and line up in parallel with this tab that's already down here, roughly. It doesn't have to be. So I don't need that bit. That really is waste. And the same, oh, attached myself to the glue. The same with this piece as well, more or less parallel in line with that tab there, and we don't need that bit. And then I'm just going to miter off these two little corners here so that we have got a similar sort of tab. And obviously, hopefully, you will have still seen that there is one without a tab in, but not to worry about that, that's fine. But all the rest of them have got their tabs on. Okay, so then I'm going to actually crease these lines now. So I'm just going to go along with my bone folder and just wherever there's a score line, just give it a fold and burnish those edges so that it's nice and crisp. As I said, you can do this in any card, but I thought that this showed up from your point of view. It showed up better on camera to see where all of the lines are. And hopefully you could see that that was really quite simple to actually be able to fold. So I'm going to go up now with all these little ones at the bottom, all these little tabs. So we've got them on all bar that one there. And then, whoops, then this one as well. And then we've also got this little tiny one here, which will join them all together. And whilst we're at it, we'll pop a little piece of 3mm tape onto there as well. We'll join that up in just a second, but I'm going to turn it over the other way now. And then I'm just going to pull all these lines down here so that we've got this nice pointed bit at the top. So just bringing those pieces down on themselves there so that we've got that ready formed. We're not going to do anything with it just a second, but we do want that ready formed, ready to go. So there's no scoring needed. It just folds there beautifully. And yeah, such a clever little concept here. So we've got all of our beautiful curved rectangles, curved triangles ready to go. So then, if you recall, we popped a little bit of tape onto there. So I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to stick that directly over there so that they are now joined together. Press hard down on there. Okay. So hopefully you can start to see now that this is coming together. Now, to give it a bit of base support, I'm going to use one of the plain Hexagon dies, which I have already cut out from the same coloured card. You could cut out this by hand if you wish, so it's not a problem. But as I've got those dies, the plain hexagons, I thought that that was probably better to be able to do. So the measurement of this edge of my die is exactly the same as the measurement of here, which I think was 2.5 or something like that inches. So that just fits in there nicely. So I felt that the possibly easy way for me was to put some tape onto this piece rather than all these little bits. So I've got some 6mm power tape, and I'm going to put it onto 5 sides, because if you recall, there are 5 flaps and not one on here. So we've got flaps on all the others, but not one on there. Clearly that part isn't part of the design as such. We didn't leave it. It's just that the die is meant to be a 4-sided box, but you can get away with making bigger sizes if you wish. So I'm going to put this onto 5 sides of my 6-sided hexagon. Okay. So one more. I'm trying to get close to the edge. but not 100% on the edge there. So there are my 5 pieces, and I'm going to remove the tape of these. Ooh, stuck to my arm then. That's why I love this power tape, because for those of you who've been watching for some while, you may recall that it could have been your highlight of your week to watch me try and pick tape off before now, but no, we're not going to do it like that. So you recall that we didn't put tape on one piece, and that's the piece that will correspond to where we haven't got a tab. Okay, so that's going to go there, and then we're simply going to add that to the base, so we can get one piece really well stuck in there, and then we'll just simply work our way round one bit at a time, adding the tabs to our base. And I can push from the inside as well here. In just a second, so get a real firm. Oh, I might as well just put it down, hadn't I? It's better. And that one there as well. And as we said, we know that that one is not connected, but I don't think it really deters very much. But you can see now that you've got a neat bottom, and you've also got a neat inside to look at as well. And you've got a box there that is now big enough to take. Just trying to think of something that I could show you, because it's really quite a large size. Well, it's a 5-inch diameter. Well, here's a jam jar. We can easily fit a jam jar in there. So you can see, although it be a short one, you can see just how big that is. So yeah, it's really a nice size. So now we're going to just finish it off. So we're going to get ourselves some ribbon to bring our closure of that. So I've got myself some organza ribbon, which is quite pretty, and I thought it was quite almost near the colour. I'm going to cut myself off about 1 metre. I probably don't need that much, but I just like to have more rather than not. And in order to thread it through, I'm just going to put some tape onto, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to tape this together like that, and then cut that at an angle to give us something to be able to thread it through with, if we possibly can. So I'm going to then pinch them together so that we've got the holes running through, and then just pass a bit of sellotape through, which would hopefully pull my ribbon through. I'm going to pull it through a fair way. We can all obviously pull it together as we go. So I'm just going to do that all together. So pinch these 2 pieces together, and the little holes should run completely together. And again here. This one, and then finally the last 2. You can see that I've now got the ribbon thread through all of the little pieces, and when I pull the ribbon, and just encourage the pieces to just sit in there nicely. Should then just hold them all together, as you can see, and come together with that beautiful centerpiece. So I'm going to take a knot that in together without my bit of sellotape, and then hopefully you can see, I'll bring the ribbon down so that it's not on that point. You can see there how beautifully that comes together, and that it's all sort of, you know, all the sides are matching and all the rest of it. It looks beautiful. So I'm going to give that another knot. Then I'm going to tie myself a bow. Now, I'm not quite sure with my bow. Oops. That's typical, isn't it? Got a bit of a flaw in that ribbon. Let's hope that we can disguise the ribbon. Hopefully we can. So I'm going to just keep adjusting my ribbon to whatever size of my bows that I want. I might even, I don't know, it might be a bit too clever for me, whether I could even make another ribbon. Another bow, I mean. Probably not. So I've tied that one off of there. That's because I've given myself so much I can do it with. Well, that's a bit different, isn't it? Just in my own sweet little world here, aren't I? But just giving you a bit of a fluffy bow there. So there's like two bows, not like any other double bow you've ever seen, really, is it? So I'm just going to cut those so they don't unravel. And you can then see that we have got, let's take all the bits out of the way, this beautifully formed and squashed. Thank you. Stay up there. You know why, don't you? I should have, didn't do it, and you should have done. So learn by Auntie Maxine's mistakes. What I should have done is I should have actually creased it there. These ones I quite think are quite nice just to fold over, but really the ones with the actual pattern on should really have that crease there just to hold them properly, to be honest. But nevertheless, I do think that that is very pretty. Now I did this one. This one is in the pearlized card, and this one is in the satin, the craft artist linen card. This one, this colour is ultramarine. So same thing entirely, but just done in a different colour and a much bigger bow and everything. But I just felt that when I was trying to show you that this showed up the creases more than this one did. But there you go. So there is our beautiful summer lantern, which, as I say, is designed to make a 4-sided one, so like the one on the actual picture, but can be extended so that this one is 6, and you could extend it to an 8-sided one as well, which would really give you a massive box. I think I'll have my present in that size box rather than that one, don't you? But yeah, I think they would look very, very pretty. So there you go. If you have already your beautiful summer lantern, it might be something that you'd like to have a play about with. And if you haven't got one and would like one, do grab them, because there's just a few, as I say, literally a few left. So that is that. Now, as I said, I am not going to be back now until Sunday, the 8th of May. And on that day, we'll be launching our May card kit. However, I will be around because on Sunday, May the 1st, if you're interested, John Lockwood will be coming to do an online workshop, and that is a private Zoom link. So you'll be able to talk to John and he'll be able to talk to you, and you'll be able to see each other on Saturday, May the 28th. The booking for that opens on Sunday, May the 1st. It will be online on the website, and I will put a link on the Facebook page so that you can have a look. All the details will be finalised by then, and you'll be able to see exactly what's included, what you'll need, what you'll get in your pack, etc., etc. So look out for that on May the 1st. Places will be limited as always, and they will be available until such time as they are sold out, basically. So do try and look out for that on Sunday, this Sunday, isn't it? This Sunday, to grab your place. Packs will be sent out 2 weeks before the actual workshop, so giving chance for post and everything to make sure that you've got it. From my point of view with the website orders, as far as I possibly can, all orders will be sent out to you. If they're not already on their way, anything placed today will be sent out first thing tomorrow, so that you all should be up to date before I'm actually not available to be posting anything. But as I said, I will be around, so I will be available for any queries or anything, but some that might have to wait until I come back. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been lovely to have you here. Lovely to have your company. I hope your TV's still working, Julie, with me in big time. Yeah, I am really looking forward to our holiday. We are going to take my dad to what looks as if it will be a beautiful place. And if you're friends with me over on my own personal Facebook page, you might even get to see where it is. So take care till then, everyone. I will pop these little beauties up onto the Facebook page and the YouTube so that you can see them in all their glory. Take care, and I will see you back on May the 8th. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.